be quick. Okay, we'll call this meeting to order. I'd like to first wish the people in the audience, people out watching this until a Merry Christmas from myself, staff, our council, and our CAO here, and a Happy New Year. We'll move on to items added. We've had 3 or 4 items added. Are there any to be added by unanimous consent? Pending none, I'd like a motion to approve the agenda with the items added that were sent by email. It's been moved by Councillor Boucher. Is there a seconder? Second by Councillor McLean. Discussion? Questions called. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion carried. Review of the minutes of the November 14th Committee of the Whole. Are there any errors, omissions, or questions? In response to that, I guess I do want to say the property for Julia, is it? That demo has been signed, right? Yes, that was just signed the last couple of days. Yeah, so that's, I think he had some issues getting in contact with that person, but it's been signed anyway, so. It's been moved by Deputy Warden Gayesh. We adopt the minutes of November 14 Committee of the Whole. Is there a seconder? And seconded by Councillor Boucher. On discussion. Questions called. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion carried. On to item 4 on our agenda, which is a presentation of the food bank checks. Every year we give $2,000 to each food bank here in our county. Amongst those is Ilmadam. I guess they have a representative. Louisdale, there's no representative. St. Peter's, there's a representative from St. Peter's as well. Lordwaz, there's one from Lordwaz. And you're picking up. Okay. And Chapel Island, we've gotten a call from representative from Chapel Island, and there's been an incident in the family, so that representative couldn't make it. So who's going to be doing the presentations? James, you can come up for Ilmadam.
In front of the warden, I guess.
Oh, do we all see them?
Well, I can't consider. We just.
Oh no, we don't have anybody. Oh, you're taking pictures.
Yeah. Do I have to give him the check? Do I keep it?
Thank you very much.
It's only one check. Hurry up.
Thank you very much.
Trying to
Thank you.
focus in on you, James.
Yeah, it's too short.
Okay, so the next one will be St. Peter's, and that'll be Councillor Boucher.
Thank you very much for this. I really appreciate it. You can stay. What?
You picking up the next one? And the next one will be Lordwaz, and that'll be Councillor McLean.
2 checks.
2 checks. You're having a big night.
You won't be hungry tonight.
Thanks for taking care of that. Yeah, thanks for doing that.
Okay, we'd like to thank everybody for coming for that. And the other checks will just be, Councillor McLean will bring one and I will bring the other to the respective food banks. Moving on to item 5, which is correspondence. It's a letter from Rural Housing Nova Scotia. Louis?
They're asking for a letter of support for their initiative, is it? Yep. So, motion from the committee to send a letter of support for their request.
It's been moved by Deputy Warden Gayesh. We send, I guess, a letter expressing our support. Is there a seconder? Second. It's been seconded by Councillor Boucher. On discussion. Questions called. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion carried. On to item 6, which is a review of the checks for November 2017. So if you have any questions, you can email myself or the CAO concerning that. Now we're on to items added, which were they to be all in camera. The item added.
I
You
believe
had
they
two.
are.
You want that one in camera?
Yep.
You want all of them in camera?
I
Okay.
think so. The one that you,
The one for me is,
land purchase, the policies, and
yeah,
an issue about personnel.
holiday one in camera as well.
I think so.
Okay, we'll have a 15-minute question period. Anyone, short meeting? Anyone want to come up and ask any questions concerning anything?
Hi, Jermaine McDonald from St. Peter's.
Okay.
Just a couple of questions about expenses and whatnot. I noticed that November and December of 2016, the expenses, it seems to me, were online, and now I don't see them. I'm still noticing interest payments because Visa not paid on time. And thirdly would be, whenever we saw the Visa statements prior, like through FOIPOP, and I think the first ones in November 2016 and going forward a bit, each line item is itemized in terms of if something was going to sundry, miscellaneous, a counselor, whatnot for the expense, it was there, but I noticed that the last ones now are blank. You just see the statement with nothing, so it just kind of surprised me that we were doing all the transparency, and then all of a sudden we're getting a little, or seems a little less information. So
Okay.
those are just some concerns that I had, and if somebody could check into it.
Well, I'll speak to the November, December 2016 expenses. Our motion to state to put that on, was that back to the council expenses and staff? Was that back to November of 2016, or do we need a new motion? I believe somebody's
all the
telling me the
meetings-
motion. They were on, you're saying, and they're not now?
Originally, when they first went on, I saw November, December, and in any of the meetings that was here with any of the motions, it was always said by council that it would be from the start of new council.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure why that would have changed.
So they were on,
It seems to me that I saw the November and December,
and now they're off.
and now I only see from January.
Okay,
It wouldn't be, it might just be something else in there.
so how about Yvonne
Okay.
sends you a note?
Sure.
Is
Sure,
that
yeah.
possible?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I'll just
so
check it.
Yvonne, yeah, you have her, do you have her email?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll look after that.
Okay.
If they're not on, do we need a motion?
I thought you made one, to tell you the truth.
I thought 2 meetings ago we spoke of that.
Yeah.
Because you brought this up before, I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
The next thing, the interest on the credit card, I don't know what I can say about that.
I don't know. I'm surprised. Why? I'll have to look into it. I mean, she's had brought this up before, and I told staff that's not to
I
happen.
think you brought the issue of other bills, because, or maybe I brought some of the bills we're seeing interest on,
Yeah.
like the utility bills. And you're seeing on the credit card as well.
We'll send you a note about that, but I mean, it shouldn't happen.
Well, I
It's
don't
a
know that
matter-
a note is necessary, because I
Just
look
get it looked
online.
after.
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah.
it would be good to see the next bills without the interest,
I know it's not yours.
because the ombudsman had brought that up in his report, right? So I guess it would have been something.
And lastly, the Visa, I have no answer, but you're saying everything was itemized before, and I do remember seeing names for expenses.
Yep.
That is not on since long?
Well, I'm not sure. I know I just looked at, I thought it was October, November, and I didn't notice any. I didn't go back any further.
Were
I
they
just was kinda
fairly
surprised.
big expenses?
No.
Okay.
No.
We'll see then that gets
So just so we understand, in the past, when they were posting the visa expenses, they were saying what the expense was and why it was incurred?
This statement was, you'd see the visa statement, and each line item, say if it was a hotel, it could be
Okay.
Brian Marchand,
Okay.
Alvin Gilbert.
Okay.
If it was something for recreation, it said recreation, or it could be sundry, or
Okay.
it could be miscellaneous, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And then now,
Okay.
there was
Now it's just a
No.
statement.
just a statement.
Okay.
So, anyway,
Okay,
Okay.
we'll have
And-
those things looked after.
Merry Christmas to all of you, and thank you for all you do for us year-round. I know I ask lots of questions, but it doesn't mean I don't appreciate all you do. Thanks.
Appreciate you asking the questions, you keep us on our feet. Anyone else with questions, comments? None? We have a motion to go in camera. We'll go in camera in a couple minutes. We have a couple of items to go in camera over. One's personnel. One's a potential land sale. And the other is to do with our holiday policy. We have a motion, Gilbert. You don't need,
Is there a seconder?
is there a seconder for that? And moved and seconded moved by Councillor Boucher, seconded by Councillor McLean. On discussion,
Someone asked that we
questions
say
called.
what the issues were. So there's the holidays, there's pension benefits, there's the municipal travel policy, there's land purchase, and there's an item about a personnel person. Okay. Yeah.
And there's the expected question period on it.
Thank you.
It's on there, but there's no.
All right, so is that motion carried?
Oh my God, Gilbert.
Yes, sir.
I don't have an
Is
issue
that a
with
motion
it.
voted on?
No. Question has been called on discussion.
Question?
Questions called. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion carried. We'll go in camera in a couple minutes.